Happy Friday, everybody. Take a minute, see if anybody jumps on here with me. As you can see, this week, weekly wrap-up, I'm back in Arizona this week. It's back to school season, so the little bird starts school on Monday. And those of you with kids, watch this. You know, we're in the back to school season, as I said. How many of you have your kids going like physically going back to school, or are you doing more of the online homeschooling with them? So I'm curious to see what everybody is doing. I know down here there's a few schools. He wanted to go back to school, so he's going back to school face to face with, you know, a little bit different, maintaining social distancing, and then they have to wear their masks in the common areas. But I think they can take the masks off in the classroom and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. But I'm curious for those of you that are watching or that end up watching this later on, that have kids that are getting ready to, you know, head back to school. What are you guys doing this year, or what are your kids planning on doing this year for the school season? Patriot Pride. Mark, what's up? Mark, hey, Mark, you're a teacher. What are you guys doing? You guys tend to start a little bit later than we do down here, but have you guys talked about going back to school? Are you guys doing online, a combination of the both, or what are you guys doing? I'd be curious to see what you guys are doing up there. So, I know, man. Let's see here. Homeschool in full effect. Yeah, homeschool is a really good way. Gabe, appreciate the comment on there. Homeschooling is definitely a good way to do it. I've learned a lot about homeschooling in the last 2 years, particularly when this COVID thing hit in January. My son had to. They didn't close the school down entirely. They just went on strictly online, and he actually did better. Mark, so the whole state is doing everything different. So it kind of meaning like depending on what district you're in. Mark, is that what you mean? I mean, this whole school year is definitely going to be interesting. Nice. Keep the comments coming, folks. We're talking a little bit about it's back to school season. What are you guys doing with your kids for back to school this year? Are they going back to school, or are they homeschooling? So I appreciate all the comments and everything, but let's get started with your HMG weekly wrap-up. Here's what you missed this week on HMG. So first up, I'm doing it, as you can tell, a little bit differently. I got everything typed out this time around. First up, Not Your Average Operator. This week's show, they're discussing mentors. How many of you have a mentor? Take a listen to this week's episode as the guys discuss who their mentors are and the impact that it played on them. A lot of, if you're a business owner or whether you're a business owner or not, some of us have mentors. I've had mentors in the past that I've worked with. I think, mentors or coaches, I think there's a little bit of a difference there, and we can definitely open that up for discussion later on. But how many of you out there have mentors? And if not, think about getting one. They're great to have. Next up, we have Heroes Hope Network. This week, they're talking, Michael and Melissa Hoskins, they discuss future plans for the Heroes Hope Network, and they're refocusing the mission after the children's lunch feeding program that they did, which was awesome, by the way. They discuss community gardens and a possible fishing charters for veterans in the near future. So check that out. That is the Heroes Hope Network show. And again, folks, all of these shows, you can check them out at heroesmediagroup.com. Go to www.heroesmediagroup.com or hmgpodcast.com. Shad, good morning, brother. Andrew, good morning. Nice to see you all this morning. Appreciate you guys being here. Where did I leave it? All right, next up, we have the Arms Room. This week was all about how to get started in hunting. You don't need to buy a bunch of crap. Use what you have. I've said this before. The Arms Room is one of HMG's original shows. Glenn and Drew, they do a fantastic job, and they're awesome with the input and the information that they put out. It's a very educational show. They do a lot of trainings and stuff like this. If you're thinking about hunting, you definitely do not want to miss this episode. How to get started in hunting and why you don't need to buy a bunch of crap. Use what you got. Check that out. That's the Arms Room. Also, up next we got On the Blue Line podcast, this week's interview room. Are you ready for the new normal? A conversation about your adaptability with guests Claire Chandler and Ben Baker. So check out the On the Blue Line podcast. It's their interview room show that they do every Thursday, I believe. Wayne, if you see this and I'm wrong, correct me on it. I apologize, but check it out. Let's hear. Absolutely, guys. I appreciate you guys. All right, next up, the Gary Brogman podcast. First off, let me back up for a second. Gary's a solid dude. Love Gary's show. He's a funny guy. Coast Guard veteran. Also worked Border Patrol for a while. And then I apologize, Gary. Now, I spoke with Gary this morning very briefly because apparently I was pronouncing the last name wrong. So, TJ, yo, I know you're watching this. Did I pronounce it right this week? Love that show. Love you guys. TJ, I got a buzz. Gary told me to call you out, brother. So, listen, check out Gary's show. And listen, check out when you go to his page. He's got some shirts and stuff. Gary's big on Instagram. You follow him more on Instagram than Facebook or whatnot. I know this is Facebook Live, but check out Gary's show on Instagram. I'll post that in the link this week as well. So go check that out. But he's got some cool shirts out right now. So go check that out. Next up. And the crew's already online right now watching with me. We had Veterans Unite with the People's Patriot Project. Every Sunday, they do the Got Your Six at 6. That's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. It's a great show that they put on every Sunday. So check that out. That's Veterans Unite podcast in line with the People's Patriot Project as well. Love you all. I can see you all on there. Thanks for leaving the comments. You guys do fantastic stuff. And Mark, it was good talking to you the other day, buddy. All right, moving on. Next up, we have For the Sake of the Child from our friends over at MCEC, Military Child Education Coalition. Listen, if you're in the military and you have kids, you want to check out this organization, Military Child Education Coalition. It's a great organization. They have a ton of resources and a ton of tools for you guys to use. This week, their podcast, For the Sake of the Child, they did two. I'm going to mention one very briefly called Reading Rangers. Check that out. They also did one called Kids in Sleep, Your Questions Answers. As kids get ready to head back to school, parents may be wondering how they can get their kids kind of back in a program, back on track, and back on a sleeping schedule, right? So this week they had talked with the lieutenant colonel from, and forgive me, I don't remember the name, but I remember the rank was lieutenant colonel from Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, and they talk about the potential sleep issues in children. And the answers, they answer parent questions, and they share some top sleep tips. Go check it out. That is For the Sake of the Child. Next up, we have Time to Shine with Scott Ferguson. Scott does his show pumps out a show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's time to shine. Scott talks with a lot of coaches and a lot of authors, and he really gets everybody to kind of level up their game. The guests that he brings on, they're always adding value. So make sure you go check his show out. Time to Shine Today with Scott Ferguson, a.k.a. Fergie. It is time to shine, so check him out. All right, let me see here. What else do I got here? It's a little bit different on this paper thing here. Next up, we have the Power of Investing in People podcast. Man, this was a good one. Shay, she did a guest this week was United States Air Force Senior Enlisted Mr. Joe Bogdan, and I'm not going to give too much information on this show other than Joe's got a really cool story how he got involved with everything, and this was just a great interview. I also want to give a huge special happy birthday to Shay. Today is her birthday, so show some love, everybody. Drop in the comments, wish Shay Sparks happy birthday. It is her birthday today. So let me see here. And before I go on, let me see here. James, I see you watching, buddy. How's the fishing down there? Mike, good to see you. Awesome. I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you. All right, moving on. Next up, we got a new season coming out from Drop and Give Me 20. And then they want to hear from you. They want to know some show ideas of what you'd like to hear in their next season. So go to their show page, Drop and Give Me 20. Listen to a couple of last season's episodes if you haven't done so already. This is kind of a geared towards the military entrepreneur podcast and whatnot, and they got a new season that's going to be coming out this fall. I'm actually going to be having them on the Decision Hour show here at the end of the month, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the new season coming out. So check them out. Drop and Give Me 20. Got a couple special announcement I'd like to make here. Mark this on your calendars. September 9th, there's a marketing open office. Do you need help with your marketing? Then Germono Advertising Company is offering a free day of virtual one-on-one marketing. Now, I've worked with Lindsay for a while now, and Germono, the fact that they're offering this free one day is an outstanding deal. So if you have questions about marketing or print or TV, radio, anything at all, then what I would do is I would reach out to her and schedule a time. There's limited space available. There's a form that you'll have to fill out, and I will post it below here eventually because I'm a guy who can't multitask here. Yeah. So I will have the link underneath and it's going to be titled the Marketing Open Office September 9th. That's what I'll title it. The form will be there. Click on that, schedule your time. Any questions on marketing, you need to go check them out. All right, Germono Advertising Company, they're offering that one day for free. So, all right, folks, listen, I got through it, and I'm pretty happy about it. What do we got here? Tony, what's up? Happy Friday, brother. How you doing? Who else we got? Leanne, I see you watching. Hello. All right. Well, listen, just kind of a recap. We went over this week's, it's your weekly wrap-up, what you missed this week. Obviously, I'm in a different location this week. Last week, I was in Wisconsin. This week, I'm back in Arizona. Where am I going to be next week? No one knows. I know. You guys don't know. I can tell you, it will not be here. It will be somewhere else. I will not be in Arizona next week, so check it out. Next week's show may be a little bit later. Actually, in all seriousness, next week I'm going to be heading back east. So you may catch me doing the show on the plane or in an airport. World traveler. Yeah, I wish. Shad, it is nice out here. If you're into the hot as crap before noon, type. It's pretty warm out here right now. But it is beautiful. The mornings. I'll say this about Arizona. The one thing I do miss about being out here is that the sun rises and the sunsets are absolutely beautiful out here. Do a beach show. Tony, I think you're onto something, and I think I know just a place where to do that. What time will it be? Next week, Mark? Listen, every time I try to do a set time with these shows, it's hit or miss. And since I'm traveling next week, I'll surprise you. It'll probably be a surprise. I know that doesn't help you out. Forgive me, and I know you do. I love you anyway. Let's see here. Rob, how you doing, man? Rob Lance, it's been a long time, buddy. Mark. Rob, I'm unfriending you now. How dare you say that? Eagles are not better than the Packers. Go to Prescott Valley. Yep, better elevation. Definitely true. Definitely true. So that was, listen, we went over your weekly wrap-up for HMG, did a couple announcements, and then again, it's back to school season. You parents out there, what are your kids doing this year for school? How are you getting them ready? I know he's now going to be a senior in high school. You could tell with all the gray in the beard. I call this the COVID beard. He's going back face to face Monday through Fridays for now. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But I'm curious to see, and if this is a topic that you guys want me to cover on one of the other shows, or I could do a special edition where we just do a kind of a back to school here. I'd love to get your guys' input, you parents that have kids that are getting ready to go back to school, how you're doing it, what your thoughts are, and maybe some practices that we can kind of learn from each other from everything as well. So you guys are funny. Listen, in all seriousness, I love you all. I appreciate the love and support. Shout out to Rick's Roasters. We'll be down there here very soon, and stay tuned because I will be doing a live from the Roasters in Fredericksburg, Virginia, here in about a week. In fact, maybe I'll wait to do the weekly wrap up next week or the week after when I go down there. We'll see. You might see a weekly wrap up from Rick's Roasters. You guys down there at the Roasters, if you're watching this, what do you think? When you guys want to do that, what do you guys think? Give it a little tour. You can check out ricksroasters.com. Get your coffee there. You can get the Heroes United, which is the HMG blend, and then we have 6 more blends that are being worked on right now that will be coming out, dropping soon. So we're pretty excited about that as well. So that being said, hope you all have a safe and happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I love you all. Until next week, have a good one.